We winning, we winning, we winning. I get it, all right. I get it. Damn night, I go get it. Remember
Yeah, all right.
Now they gotta pay attention. Young,
we winning.
We winning, we winning.
Yeah. All right, Wanda B. Thank you for that. Thank you for the intro. Man, 2026. Back in the mix, back in action for your satisfaction. It's your man, Will Smith, not the actor. This is my show, Talking Cool. We on IntellectualRadio.com. Baby, how y'all doing? It's been a minute since I left you without a strong beat to step two. Yeah, 2026. Hopefully everybody doing well, everybody blessed, everybody starting the new year off good. Man, I just want to say thank you for listening to the show. All those who taking a time out, moment out, a few minutes out to listen to the show. You know, the show is for you. It's about you. It's not FUBU, but you knew. Wait, man, let me get straight to the, because I'm on fire. I'll be on fire when I have to actually do box breathing to calm myself down because I'll be so hyped about the show topic when I'm coming in. So I had to calm myself down before I came in because I come in on 10, So what's going on? Current events, man, like I said, as we go into this 2026 year, I got some stuff for y'all, but let's talk about what's going on in the world. I got a couple of perspectives to give you all. Feel free to chime in on the comments there. If you like the show, listen to the show, love the show, follow the show, follow the station that's here to rock the nation. So current events, what's going on? I remember back in the day. Ooh, it's funny how things change, but they stay the same. There was a song by Marvin Gaye. He said, "Picket lines and picket signs." He said, "Don't punish me with brutality. Come on and talk to me so you can see what's going on." What's going on, man? Man, the United States done did it again. I mean, first it was on Christmas, and the United States just did it again. They done just took over a country. You just take over a country. Y'all know they invaded Venezuela and kidnapped the leader. I think his name was Maduro or something. I think it's like a beer named after Maduro. Oh no, the beer is Modelo. Yeah. All right, so he not named after the beer. But they took the leader Maduro along, and they took his wife too. Wow. I mean, they took him, the leader of the country, and the wife. So it got a lot of news play, got a lot of airtime, and so I said, let me investigate this because who can you trust to get the truth? So CNN, they usually come from a Democratic type of stand. Fox, usually come from a Republic. CNBC, man, you got to search around to get some unbiased knowledge of what the situation is. Because I heard some good stuff, I heard some bad stuff, and so they said the people was in the street celebrating. They said some people didn't like it, and so man, I think one of the best ways for you to find out to gather some information is for events that were going on when a previous administration was in office. Because you know how it works now. Like no matter what the Republicans do, the Democrats gonna say it's crap. And no matter what the Democrats do, the Republicans gonna say it's crap. So it's kind of hard. It's like they never on the same team almost for nothing. And so I even remember when Barack Obama talked about at the State of the Union the execution of Osama bin Laden. Man, and you think they would give a standing ovation for the military for the exercise for completing the mission that was actually set up by the Bush administration to bring the person to justice who crashed the planes into the buildings here at the United States. But I remember looking at them and they were barely clapping. Like, I mean, is this not what the plan was? Does it matter who is in the office to celebrate if America has accomplished its goal? It shouldn't be a Democratic or Republican thing. So I did some research, man. I went into the archives of some shows and some things, and come to find out, this is my take on it, and it's just my take. I'm not a historian, But it comes to find out that the Venezuela leader is a bad dude. I mean, not good at all. Mean to the people, uh, uh, running the country foul, misappropriating, not using any of the funds that they got for oil. For the people is what they say. He on stake. He giving them like uh, uh, um, what's that? Some type of meat that's not real. He giving them steakum. That's imitation steak. He giving them spam. It's not real. It's not. He's taking it all for himself. His castle is made of gold. Their houses is made of straw. The economy is buck wild, and so and the people are being mistreated, killed in the streets, uh, uh, oppressed, impoverished, by the government. And that was happening maybe like years ago when the other administration was in office. And so I came to the conclusion that yeah, the dude is a bad dude. But then, who gets to kick you out of office? I mean, like it's cool. I mean, if it's cool, if these are the rules, I mean, I'm trying to in 2026, I'm trying to figure out or just get a gist of what the rules are. Because if the rules is that you could just go into a country if you don't like the leader, overthrow the country and kidnap the leader of the country and his wife and just go in and start running things. Okay, that's the rules. But I mean, it's some people who don't like the leader of the United States. I mean, hey, I can say for over 400 years, I mean, black people, people of color in the United States been hung, been brutalized, been raped, been killed, been oppressed, uh, been whipped. They've been experimented on. I mean, you name it, it kind of don't. The dogs been sick on them. You got sundown towns. You can't even be in this town when the sun go down. If you do, you liable to get lynched. And so, what if some countries said, you know what, we not vibing with the way they treating the black people, the people of color in the United States. And we gonna come in and we just taking out the president. We taking out we taking his wife, and we gonna run the country. All hell would break loose in the United States. So why do we get to do something that we wouldn't want to be done with us? That's just my question because I'm just asking because it's a whole lot of people who haven't liked some of the leaders that we've had over the years, and 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 we wouldn't like it if they came in and just. I mean, is it up to the people? At what point is it up to the people? To make the difference in a democratic society. When is it up to the people to do it, or is it okay for the governments to do it? And then the question is even if it was a thing of goodness, no matter what, if Venezuela didn't have these large oil reserves, will we even care? Sometimes the motivation, the motive actually matters in what you do. And so, I mean, if we gonna stand for righteousness, then we stand for righteousness even if you broke. Because there's a whole bunch of other countries who can use the United States to come in and make things right. But we just got through cutting off the world aid and the aid that we was giving to other countries. Make it make sense. I'm just saying. They were blowing up the boats talking about fentanyl. Fentanyl don't even come from Venezuela. I mean, at least make your lie make sense for the people who do a little research on the matter. But maybe it's just about the oil. So, hey, maybe Americans won't care and be okay because oil gonna drop down to $1.25 a gallon. We gonna see. We gonna see. I'm just saying. I'm like, make it make sense. I mean, what's fair? Who decides what's right and who decides what's wrong for another country? At what point do you just mind your own business? Current events, man. I'm just talking about what's going on in the national news. Man, I get back. I was in Nashville, Tennessee, bringing in a new year, celebrating. I even rode the bull. I rode the bull for the first time. Just something to do. It's around my birthday, so I'm over there. I'm turning up. That's what I do. Turn it up for the new year with the family. Had the whole family down there. The kids. I mean, my kids was grown. Mom, my sisters, my siblings. Everybody was there. We turn it up for 2026. Man, turn around. Next thing you know, I shooting people. You got a woman killed in Minnesota. It's such an unfortunate thing. Is these thoughts. These are just thoughts, man. It's unfortunate. It was untactical, and it's un-American. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's unfortunate. It's untactical, and it's un-American. And I done watch every video. I done watch every angle. I done read what people be putting in the comments for the different outlets on the social medias, and and I get it. I get a lot of people say, "Hey, she was trying." They think that she was trying to run over the ICE officer, and they said that the force that he used was acceptable because you don't get to run them over. I even heard the vice president say, he said, while her death may be tragic, I quote, it was caused by her own actions. Oh, that's ooh. Now, y'all know I did 23 years federal officer. It's this thing called tactical. It's this training that people now I can get it if you've never been in law enforcement that you can come to certain conclusions. But if you've been in law enforcement and you watch what kind of went on and how it went down, we got to take a look at tacticalness. We got to take a look at the justification for because this is this thing called the use of force continuum. And this thing called and the use of force is one thing, but then there's also the lethal force continuum. So like lethal force has its own continuum. So there's a criteria that needs to be met in law enforcement before you draw your firearm. And I'm just saying, from my experience, I'm concerned about what I saw. Yeah, it's difficult when you're not the officer on the scene, on the street. Chaos is going on all around. But I be watching these guys jumping out on people in the middle of the day and how they operate. Tactical is not what they doing. I'm reminded of that scene in Bad Boys, where Will Smith and Martin Lawrence came up in Bad Boys 2 after the highway scene where cars was crashed and stuff was flying all over the place and police cars was damaged and the chief wrote on the board. He said tactical, that tactical. That's what we are, a tactical team. And so there's a there's a way that you go about it. And I always told officers, because I used to train officers on with the firearms and in ORT response tactics. Man, don't be the reason you got to use force. That's it. Don't be the reasons that you got to use force. And here you had a woman who was really no threat, a woman that was smiling. If you look at the videos, and guess what? Just because somebody trying to get away, somebody's trying to drive off, that's not justification to shoot them. It's just, it's just not. So, it's just being tactical. It's about having a concern for human life. It's about what the mission is and what the oath is. If you have been trained by law enforcement, that's if you've been trained by law enforcement. And so, but it's unfortunate for the family of the woman. It's unfortunate for the woman, of course. It's unfortunate for the friends, for that community, and it's unfortunate for that officer, as well, because the mission that he is on, unfortunately, is a questionable a mission in itself. And so, it's hard to have justice if criminals are making the laws. I just threw that in there. That just came to me. That's some good. That was some good stuff. I would say I need to have my own show, but I got my own show. This talking cool. IntellectualRadio.com. It's hard to have justice in a land where criminals are making the laws, and so sometimes we got good people being put in bad situations because of the way things are going down. So just keep everybody in prayer because remember when Charlie Kirk got killed, they didn't have that stance. They didn't say, well, it's unfortunate that he was killed, but hey, some of the rhetoric, some of the talk, some of the hate, some of the racist views, the white supremacist views, some of the hate bait that he spewed out, man, it played a part. And now that wasn't the case. It just shouldn't have happened. You can say what you want to say. Nobody should be assassinated. Nobody should be killed. I don't care what they say. And so what, we got to take a look at the type of America that we are. And ICE has been around for a long time. Some of y'all thinking ICE just came around. It used to be called INS when I first started, when I was first became an officer over 20 something years ago. It was INS, uh, Immigration Nationalization System or something like that. But they've been taking people back and deporting people and monitoring people for deportation for a long time. But this method right here, got people in the streets, got protests going, and you notice that when certain type of mentalities get in office, hell break loose on the streets of America. So we got to take a look at who we electing as leaders, and how they operate and how they think, and then we get to local news. Oh. Y'all don't know. Yeah, yeah. The show is based out of the Windy City, Chi-Town. And tonight, 6:30, 7 o'clock is going down. Those Chicago Bears ain't been to the playoffs since about 2017. Ain't won a Super Bowl since 1985. The streets is thirsty. The town is ready. Everybody is lit. Uh, and this is classic. The Green Bay Packers are the team they got to beat to move on in the playoffs. Oh, it don't get no better than this. Y'all know I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, tried and true blue, but I'm excited about the playoffs. I'm excited about the opportunity for the Bears because I think they actually got a good team. I like Caleb Williams. I think they might be able to do some things. Like if things break right, they can fool around and go to the Super Bowl. I know, right? They can fool around and go to the Super Bowl. Now, don't worry, all of America's team fans. Don't worry, all of America's team. Don't worry, I ain't gonna have on no Bear jersey, nothing like that. Now, if they beat Green Bay, and if they happen to have to play the Philadelphia Eagles, because y'all know as a Cowboy fan, I can't stand the Eagles. I might wear a Bear T-shirt. I might give me a Bear T-shirt, from like Walmart or something like that. But that's about it. And so I can sleep in it at night and cut the grass in it during the summertime. But other than that, these fools might fool around and go deep into because just suppose they beat Green Bay. Then just suppose Carolina beat the 49ers. And even if Carolina don't beat the 49ers got a horrendous defense. I mean, like the Bears can actually get busy with the number one running offense attack. Again, we saw it happen. I mean, suppose they win, and then suppose Carolina fool around and lose because ain't nobody really trusting their quarterback. So he ain't really prove he can handle big moments. So if Seattle get bounced and the Bears keep beating people, that means every team got to come to Chi-Town for the playoff games because the Bears got the number 2 seed. Man, it's chilly outside. It's only 2 teams in the playoffs or 3 that's built for bad weather. Maybe Seattle, definitely Green Bay, and definitely Philadelphia. And I can't stand Philadelphia. I can't stand Philadelphia like the Bears can't stand Green Bay. Oh, can't stand them. If they sing that Fly Eagles Fly song one more time. This could be good, y'all. This might be historic. Man, get your popcorn, order your pizza early, invite your boys over. This game could be epic tonight. And if the Bears win, guess what? Man, I tell y'all, Chicago is gonna be a better place for the next 7 days. Less drive-bys, less smash and grabs. People gonna actually look you in the eye and say hello when they see you on the streets. The world is a better place when your team is winning. I'm just telling you what I know because I'm going through it right now. Because we not nowhere close to the playoffs. We probably not gonna be in the playoffs next year. So I'm going through it right now, and so I got to get on somebody's bandwagon, and I'm starting to feel the energy that Chicago has. I think Farley, Jack Master Funk, or one of them old school house DJs, and then came up with a new song for the Bears, and I'm starting to feel it. I'm seeing everybody walking around with their gear on, I'm like, oh man, this the town is on fire. Man, let me feel some of the heat. I just want to get some of the heat. I ain't gonna try to get a ticket on the bandwagon. I just need to feel some of the heat. I like what's going on here. So that's what's going down in the Chi Town. But that was world news. That was national news. That was local news for the people. And again, for those just joining, this is Talking Cool, IntellectualRadio.com. I'm your man, Will Smith. This show deals with men's mental health matters. It's sponsored by Concepts Outside Ordinary Limits. Helping people be better is what we do. Black-owned male therapists doing clinical therapy for anybody requiring or seeking mental health assistance. All type of insurances are accepted. Cash is accepted. It is done virtually or face to face in person. If you want to check them out, look them up on Psychology Today. You can find them, or you can just give them a call at 708-405-9569. That's Concepts Outside Ordinary Limits, mental health, 708-405-9569. Tell them Intellectual Radio sent you. Yeah, that's what's up. But today's topic, real quick, because they put me in the mix. It's purpose. 2026. Guys, gentlemen, fellas, homies, brothers. Man, what's your purpose? Do you know what your purpose is? As we seek to elevate to a higher level, not just fiscally, but also mentally, what's your purpose? Too often we get caught up in the acquisition of assets. I got to get this money. I got to get this house. I got to get this car. I got to get that girl. I got to get these clothes, this Louis Vuitton or Versace. You got to say it like that. That's how Tupac used to say it in all his rap videos. Versace. Got to put a little emphasis on it. You're trying to get this name brand. You're trying to be a top shelf, brother. You don't even just get a drink no more. You want top shelf, yeah. Top shelf. What else is gonna be? So we playing the most for the drink. Top shelf in it. I gotta get. I gotta get. I gotta get. But what's your purpose? Is it just the acquisition of assets? The getting of material things? And don't get me wrong. I mean, come on now. We all trying to get something. I mean, getting stuff ain't bad. And I ain't knocking trying to get this, and I ain't trying to not getting that. I'm not knocking getting anything, but then life just becomes a series of I just got to get. Because once you get one thing, you got to get another thing. Once you get that car, after a while you want another car, and after you get that house, after a while you want another house, and so we get so focused on material prosperity that we forget about emotional prosperity. And in the midst of all this getting that you do, all this getting that you got going on, you still find yourself feeling a little empty. So it's like what they say, what does it profit a man if he gain the world, but he loses his soul? Oh, just got deep, just got spiritual on y'all. Like I said, I think I need my own show, but somebody told me you already got one. Woo, that's a high five moment right here. I'm in the studio. Wanda, give me a air high five. Yeah, that's my producer. That's an air high five. I got to high five myself. What does it profit a man if he gain the world but lose his soul? For those who don't go to church, that's a little Bible right there. It's okay. Yeah, that's what we do. I throw the Bible in. That's just who I am. That's who I be. That's what I see. So we getting all this other stuff. But I got gobs of clients that come to me and they really don't know what their purpose is. Oh, they might have the MBA. Oh, yeah, they got the business. Oh, yeah, I saw the car that they drove up to the facility in. Oh, I do the teletherapy with them. I see the crib. The crib is hooked. It's nice. I'm talking about in the basement. I ain't even seen the rest of the house. You got all that. But I hit them with this one question, like, man, what's your purpose, bro? Yeah, that's a good question. I ain't, I ain't really never thought about it. That's usually what I get. And that's usually why they come in to see me. There's a lack of a sense of fulfillment. There's this thing called anxiety that they got. And I got all this stuff around me. But unfortunately, the stuff got me. And even the people around me, they're around me for the stuff. Oh, it just got real. It just got real. So y'all know that all the stuff, like I said, it depreciates. Once you buy that car, I listened to Warren Buffett the other day. He said the minute you drive that brand new $80,000 car off the lot, that $100,000 car off the lot, it depreciates by 20% the moment you cross into the streets off the dealership. Mm, quickly. And so all this stuff, when we say life is like a vapor, well, guess what? The acquisition of all these assets that lack real value is like condensation on the bathroom mirror. Yeah. All this stuff, if you don't have a purpose, everything that you obtaining becomes like the condensation on the bathroom mirror while you taking the shower. Soon as you finish drying off, it's gone. No matter how much steam was in the bathroom, no matter how much the mirrors were filled and clouded up with the moisture, usually by the time you finish drying off, it's gone, fellas. That's the same way the acquisition of all this material things are. I don't care how many honeys you have. I don't care how much money you got. Don't make you a happy person. Now, money does make the world go round. Money does make the world go round. I ain't saying be broke. But I'm saying, do you got money or do money got you? Mm. It's not for me to decide. It's for you to take a look at. I told you all before for this show, I'm just giving you thoughts, hopefully to motivate and elevate you to be your best you. What's your purpose? What will you put down here for? What is the higher power, the God that you believe in, or whatever? What will you put down here to do? And I think the better we get that figured out, the more happy we are, the more content we are, the more fulfilled we are. What is your purpose? Let me help you out. Sometimes we spend so much time trying to figure out what we can get from the world, what we can get from the universe, what we can get from the people. If you want to get a better understanding of your purpose, try to figure out what you can give to the world, what you can give to the universe, what you can give back to the people. Because when it's all said and done, when it's all said and done, I do a lot of stuff. I sing at funerals. I MC funerals. I've been to a lot of funerals. I have people pass. When it's all said and done, what they gonna say about you? What's your purpose? I'm up there MCing funerals all the time and say, hey, everybody, you got 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Y'all can line up to my left. Come to the podium one after the other. You got 3 minutes to give your remarks of our beloved one who has now transitioned. The question is, what they gonna say about you? We all gonna go down that road. If you're looking for your purpose, what you giving to the world, what you giving to the people, what you giving to the universe, what they gonna say about you? Mm. I know what I want them to say about me. I know I want somebody to testify how I helped them out. I want somebody to say how I motivated them. I want somebody to say how I made a difference in their life. I want somebody to say how I believed in them when nobody else did. I want somebody to say how he was there and he helped me in a hard time and he brought me through and the advice and the time and the care that he gave really made a difference. I want somebody to say something about how I made their life, how I made their world better. Mm. It don't matter how many stats I got. It don't matter. Well, he left $2 million in the account. That ain't gonna ever happen. But is that really relevant? Man, he was the greatest rapper alive. Maybe, but depending on what I was rapping about. Oh man, he drove them race cars like nobody else. But did it mean anything? I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, but what's your purpose? And so the purpose and your talents and this was well, what am I talented at? Your purpose is not necessarily always equated to your talent. They can be close cousins, or they can be like brother and sister. It all depends. So be careful when you say, "Well, what am I talented at?" Because what you're talented at might not be your purpose. Example: y'all remember Barry Sanders, one of the greatest running backs in the history of the NFL. At the height of his career, he stepped away from the game. He didn't have no injury. He wasn't old. He had at least 3, 4 more like lead the league in rushing years in him. But he said, "I'm out of Dodge. I'm stepping away from the game. I'm moving on." Because even though I'm good at this, because people are like, "Well, how you just gonna walk away? How you just gonna leave it? This ain't what I'm here for. Just because I'm good at it, yeah. This ain't what I do." Y'all remember Dave Chappelle? He walked away. In the acquisition of all those goods, all that money, all them assets, when they offered him 60 million, he said, "Wait a minute, I'm lost. I'm not, I got this talent, but I feel that my talent has been taken over and I'm not using it for the purpose that I got." So if you watch Dave Chappelle's um, comedy specials now, man, he get deep into some things. He funny for those who think I think he's funny, but he actually talks about a lot of issues and make you think about those issues maybe from a different perspective. You ain't got to agree with him, but it's always good to have different perspectives to check yourself to make sure you didn't overlook something in your fact finding mission to come to the conclusion that you got. But in a funny way, he uses his talent to do his purpose, which is now to, through comedy, open the eyes of others and maybe allow them to see things through a different way while providing them with comedic humor to enlighten their day, their life, and have a good time. He back in action. And guess what? Once he figured out his purpose, guess what still came with it? He's still getting paid. Mm, Still getting paid. So just because you walking in your purpose, don't mean you're gonna walk in poverty. You can figure out a way to use your talent towards your purpose. What's your purpose? What's your purpose, people? You can use music. You can be a poet. So what's your purpose? So I got some stuff. Purpose is spiritual. Purpose is personal. Purpose is meaningful. Man, if you got an MBA and you punching numbers all day and you frustrated, you angry, you really don't want to be there. Maybe the way in which you using that talent that you have in understanding numbers, maybe that's not your purpose. And it's okay. I mean, you can have a talent and a profession and a career in doing something and then have a purpose outside of that. And you can just use your talent and your career to make your money, to provide you with the lifestyle, to pay your bills. But you can do some other stuff. So purpose is spiritual, purpose is personal, purpose is meaningful. I got 10 examples, and this is not exclusive, but some things that you can maybe help you decide. If you're sitting there thinking, man, I really don't know what my purpose is, man. I'm trying. That's a good question. I mean, pimping is not a purpose, all right, fellas. Pimping is not a purpose. All right. And so I don't get what you say. It's not a purpose. But look, check this out. Educating and sharing knowledge. That could be a purpose. Example of that is like an educator, a teacher. I mean, that's like a calling. They don't do that profession. They get paid millions of dollars. Man, the teachers who teach on any level, man, that's a purpose. And you can teach about a whole bunch of different stuff. So that could be promoting health and wellness, helping people be better. That that could be part of a purpose. Encouraging spirituality and interconnection. And it's all type of stuff. Talking cool ain't the only show designed to help people with mental health, to uplift, to motivate. Man, it shows all over the world that do that because people have defined their purpose as trying to help others out. And this platform, this medium of social media allows people to do that. Everybody can't get a TV show on Channel 7, Channel 32, and Fox. Channel 32 and Fox is the same, and CBS. So they get to fulfill their purpose, creating a loving and unified family community. Man, building your own family, breaking some chains, starting a generational health wealth. No trauma. Your kids can come up in a home and not have no trauma. You can provide them with a whole different lifestyle. You grew up in a divorce home. You grew up in an abusive home. You grew up in a home where people were neglected. You grew up in a home without a dad. Man, you can flip the script. You can break the chain. You can start anew. And we talk about generational wealth. What about generational health? Now what happens? Your son goes on to raise a family and be a firm leader, father, husband. Your daughter looks for somebody who kind of mirrors her dad. Man, we just got generational health, creating a loving and unified family, giving back to your community, mm. Innovating science and technology. Man, there's some people, they be creating some stuff that's a lifesaver, like what we doing right now. Man, who would have ever thought that a microphone in Chicago can be used to be broadcasting what we seeing all over the world on this intellectual radio? This is the biggest, the baddest black-owned podcast station, black-owned in the world. Just coming from Chicago. Mm. Protecting and serving, saving. Man, firemen, policemen, first responders, uh, EMT workers, doctors, nurses. Man, purpose, man, that's purpose driven. When COVID was jumping off, man, these people was going to work and people was dying. I mean, man, they were going to work not knowing what this disease was really all about. Jumping into the fire. They had a purpose. Other people would have been like, I'm staying home. See, I figured this thing got purpose. Law enforcement officers, man, it's a shooting, all cars. It's a shooting on 43rd Street. Man, the officers, they running to the shooting. Everybody else running from the shooting. It's the purpose when you call 911. We coming to help you out. Man, that's a higher calling. That's a purpose. And connecting people with resources, connecting people with nature, connecting people with cultures. Man, it's people who do all type of stuff to connect people. And when I say connecting people with resources and people with nature, people with cultures, man, I went to Africa. I went to Abu Dhabi, and it's these travel agents who this is like all they do. And their ministry is helping people travel around the world safely, have a good time, experience places, connecting you with different cultures in different societies. And they do it well. Man, the last one I went on to Abu Dhabi, it was phenomenal. The one I went on to Africa, it was spiritual. We went to Ghana. But it's people who put these things together. Man, that might be their purpose. Some people support the animals, wildlife, environment. You go to the pet shelters, to the dog shelters. It's people who serious. They take in stray dogs, they take in stray cats. What's your purpose? I mean, what's your purpose? Development of artistic skills and presentation of your craft, your art. I mean, that's Michael Jackson. That's Prince. That's Bruno Mars. He about to go on concert. My wife sent me a a text. See, he going on tour. We going to see Bruno Mars. I don't care how much it could cost. Almost. I got to go see the guy. He puts on the show. That's his purpose through his music. They use their music as a ministry to help people through hard times. What's your favorite song you listened to when you had a hard time? Might have been a song that somebody wrote as part of their purpose, and they put it out there to the people. That's their art, their skill, their craft, giving it to the world to give back. Promoting inclusion, diversity, fairness, equality, justice, courts, attorneys, lawyers, making sure that there's justice for all. Let me say it again. Justice for all. What's your purpose now? These are just some examples. It's not an exclusive list. It's an inclusive list. What you got going on, you can add it there. Everybody has their own personal purpose in one way, shape, fashion, or form. Don't let nobody knock your purpose. And that's what happens too. We let people knock our purpose, or we take a look and it may not profit us like we want to be profited. But man, there's no price on peace of mind. Man, it's no profit on giving back. Man, it's no profit in somebody saying, hey, you made a difference in my thank you for. Man, it's just saying that one man's trash is another man's treasure. A moment of your time is nothing to you, but it can mean the world to somebody else. Man, what's your purpose? Diana Ross said, do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? If you don't, take a look at what your purpose is. It's time to define in 2026, if you don't already know, what's your purpose. Tupac said, how long will they mourn me? Well, it all depends on what your purpose was when you was here. Because if you didn't have a purpose, they ain't gonna mourn you for long at all. And you ain't even got to be no celebrity for the people to name a street after you. You ain't got to be no celebrity for the people to have a fund or something set up in your name and in your honor and in your memory. You ain't gotta be big time and have millions of dollars to have an impact on people's lives. But they say, on this day, we're gonna always remember our brother, our sister, our friend, our comrade, such and such and such and such. What's your purpose? How long will they mourn me? That's what Pac said. uh, what's your purpose? Would you do it for free? Do you get joy from it? Are people uplifted, inspired, blessed by what you're doing? And you don't even pay it no mind. You just do it because it's just something you do. That usually has something to do with, those are some indicators. In law enforcement, in the police world, it's called a clue. Well, it's a clue. I don't remember. Hey, it's a clue. Do you feel gifted and lifted when others receive what you've done for them? Man, I got people who go, they gather goods in Chicago, wintertime, they drive around in their own vehicle and they go out and they give socks, they give gloves, they give warmers to the homeless. And they trying to figure out how they can do more. They ain't no awards given to them, ain't nothing on channel 2. Man, it's they give back. Man, what's your purpose? What you doing? How you giving back to the universe? Man, take some time to define, if it's yours. If you already know yours, have somebody define theirs. That might be your, I just said, that might be your purpose, to help other people, to mentor other people, and helping them to define what their purpose is. The sooner you know your purpose, the greater you can be at it. Yeah. Yeah. Look at Tiger Woods. Yeah. Look at some people, who developed their purpose at an early age and started doing some things in the community. Now I don't know if Tiger Woods is the best one. That's not even in my notes. I shouldn't have went. Tiger Woods. I don't know if that was a good. All right, scratch the Tiger Woods. Rewind. And if this was the stuff that they looking for, the Epstein files, redact that, take it out, but what's your purpose? The sooner you define your purpose, the happier you're gonna be. And guess what? Purpose is not concrete, it's not permanent, it can change, it can be altered. Different things cause you to sometimes find a different purpose. And so don't feel that, well, this is what I enjoy doing this. I'm gonna be doing this for the rest of my life. You might fine tune it, you might enhance it, or you might have something else might happen that causes you to decide to take on another purpose. Because guess what? Purpose can arise from tragedy, trauma, and mistreatment. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like when I talked about the lady who goes around doing stuff for the homeless, she used to be homeless, but now she done came up, and now her purpose is going around helping people in the wintertime who be cold, because she used to be out there. Man, what's your purpose? Do you know that I do this thing called Origins when I do some of my public speaking for mental health stuff? This thing called Origins. Do you know that most people in like law enforcement service type of stuff, um, they had something go on. You a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times where they didn't have control over being able to protect somebody in their world, and so unbeknownst to them, they just up and decided to be a police officer or something of the such. And that trauma in their life drives them to try to serve and protect anybody, which is the oath that they take, who can't protect themselves. Oh man, yeah, 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 yeah. So I mean, y'all know Batman is only Batman because his parents was murdered when he was a kid. I mean, his purpose was to derive from his trauma. Y'all know Superman is only Superman because his world got blown up and they shipped him here. And then what happened is he spent the rest of his life trying to make sure planet Earth is not destroyed like the planet that he came from, Krypton. I mean, purpose can be derived from tragedy and from trauma. Oh yeah, what's your origin? What's your origin? Oh yeah, that's some good stuff right there, boy. I really do need my own show. But wait a minute, this is it right here. And so in 2026, be intentional, be spiritual, be purposeful. Again, I'm gonna say it. In 2026, be intentional, be spiritual, and be purposeful. If you do not feel more fulfilled at the end of 26, and you think you found your purpose, but you still unhappy, you still haven't elevated your motivation, you still don't feel content, man, give me a call. Give me a call. But if you do feel better, if you do feel more appreciated, if you do feel more content, if you do feel more motivated, if you do feel more inspired, if you do feel better about yourself, you ain't got to call me. Just pass it on. That's it. Just pass it on. Because that's what it's all about. So, man, we wind it down, coming to a conclusion. It's your man, my talk show, Will Smith. This is Talking Cool. Y'all know we on IntellectualRadio.com, the biggest, baddest black-owned podcast station in the nation. Giving me a call, sponsored by Concepts Outside Ordinary Limits, also known as Cool Therapy for All, specializing in men matters, youth, the justice involved. The slogan is helping people be better. Find me in Psychology Today, like I said before, licensed clinical therapist, 708-405-9569. I'll say it again. I'll say it twice because I'm going to make it nice like red beans and rice. 708-405-9569. Taking all type of insurances. You got it. I take it. Also take cash because cash is king. Therapy, teletherapy, or in person. And just like every show, I'm going to leave you with the quote from W.E.B. Du Bois. There's no force known to the world more powerful than a man determined to rise. Than a man determined to rise. Wanda, take us out of here. This is what we do. Talking cool. Will Smith, your man, Intellectual Radio. Like us, love us, subscribe. We out of here. What's your purpose?
Saw it straight from the beginning. We winning, we winning, we winning. Pulling up in every city. Stop talking and did it. Remember they ain't wanna listen. Now they gotta pay attention. Young is on a mission. We winning, we winning, we winning. We winning, we winning. We winning, we winning, we